Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Uh, in class of instrumentation, we were discussing voltmeters, ammeters, and now we are discussing uh, ohm meter, so that we can find the unknown resistance. And we started from series ohm meter. So the resistance, unknown resistance, if its value is quite large, then we are going to use this series ohm meter configuration so that we can find out the value of unknown resistance. So in this case, basically we have unknown resistance connected in series with the R adjustable, and the values of Rx and R adjustable, they are quite close. Means if Rx is high, then obviously R adjustable is going to be a large, has a higher resistance value, but uh, as compared to Rx, R adjustable is a variable resistor. So we can vary the resistance of R adjustable. And then we have internal resistance of the meter also in series with the R adjustable and Rx. And then comes the uh, uh, permanent magnet moving coil meter, and therefore the scale of this type of meter is uh, non-linear because the current that we are varying uh, measuring through the uh, through the meter, for example IM, that has a relationship with the resistance as reverse. So therefore due to this relationship, we have a nonlinear scale. Like if I write it down like this, so that is y over x. So therefore the linear is the scale is nonlinear, and on higher side you can see from the scale that the higher resistance values, they are very close to each other, and because when we don't have any Rx, that means Rx is open or very large, infinity, then the meter starts from here, from a very large value, indicates that Rx is infinitely large. And when we put some current, obviously then the pointer, it moves to the certain value of the resistance. So what we do is, to find out the value of unknown resistance, we put the Rx, R adjustable and Rm and the meter in series. And first step, we take the we make the Rx shorted. We connect the both terminals of Rx in such a way that Rx is still included in the circuit, but the value of Rx is equal to 0. So in this way, we adjust the scale so that it has a full scale deflection. Full scale deflection means when we change the resistance, and the current gives us a very small value of the resistance, so we have full scale deflection. And after that, we remove this short circuit, and because of the Rx, the scale should be dropped to a medium mid-scale value, and it should give us some result which is basically including the value of Rx. So from where we can find out the value of Rx. So the total current is going to be like this: IM when we include Rx. So V battery divided by Rx, R adjustable, and Rm. And this example gives us the same idea. So we have PMMC, permanent magnet moving coil meter, whose maximum current is 50 microamperes, and internal resistance is 1.5 kilo ohm, and the battery voltage is 1.5 volts. So when we apply the R adjustable to make it full scale current, deflection current equal to 50 microampere with Rx equal to 0, we get the resistance equal to 30 kilo ohms. And because Rm we already know 1.5 kilo ohms, so we can find the R adjustable equal to 28.5 kilo ohms. So when we remove the short circuit, Rx is there, and we get the mid-scale current value, which is 25 microamperes. And according to this, and subtracting all the other resistances in series, R adjustable and Rm, we get 30 kilo ohms as Rx, and we can find out that the mid-scale value is basically equal to the full-scale deflection resistance, which in full-scale deflection current we have 50 microampere, and in mid-scale we have 25 microamperes current. So let's now find out a problem, solution to a problem, and that is the varying battery voltages. So over the time battery voltage drops, so therefore the battery current also drops, and therefore in series case, if battery voltage drops, then the full scale deflection current drops, and therefore either we have to adjust R adjustable all the time to have a full scale deflection, or we have to change the scale all the time. So that is obviously inconvenient, because for that matter we have to verify all the time whether the battery voltage is dropped or not. So the solution is to connect a parallel resistance in parallel with the meter, and the resistance Rs has a value close to the value of Rn, so that when they are in equivalent, they are in parallel, the equivalent resistance is going to be even smaller than that. So therefore, what benefit in this we get? RS is also variable resistance. So therefore, once we set the R adjustable to the full scale deflection when the battery voltage is maximum, and after that if battery voltage drops, then the battery current will drop, and we will just tune the value of Rs so that IM is again at the full scale current, like 50 micro, then IM should always be 50 microamperes. And if there is fluctuation in battery current, like it was 60 micro initially, and then it dropped to 55, for example. So now, in first step, when we had 60 microampere as battery current and 50 microampere as full scale deflection, IS was around 10 microampere. But due to the drop in battery voltage, the current dropped to 55 microampere from 60 microampere. So therefore, we can tune the RS in such a way that IM is again full scale deflection current, and the current IS is only 5 microampere. So in this way, by varying the IS or RS, we can maintain the full scale deflection without changing R adjustable. So we can find it out that in this case, the value of Rx is actually very close to the R adjustable value, and we can prove that, we can derive that proof. And initially, because we had battery current equal to V battery divided by the sum of resistances Rx, R adjustable, and the parallel equivalent of Rs and Rm. I battery is basically sum of shunt branch current and the meter current. Shunt current is basically Vm by Rs, and Vm is equal to ImRm, and we can simplify it to this. Im is multiplied by 1 plus Rm over Rs, and we can take it the bracket on the other side in denominator, and it would be like Rs over Rs plus Rm. So there is this is basically getting multiplied by the Rs or over Rs plus Rm. So as we know, the values of Rs plus Rm or Rs parallel with Rm, they are very small as compared to R adjustable. Therefore, we can neglect this. We can neglect this portion. And we can compare the full scale and mid scale deflections. For that, the measurement current is going to be V battery over Rx plus R adjustable. In one case, we have full scale deflection equal to V battery divided by so in case of full scale deflection, there is no Rx, only R adjustable. and in half scale deflection, this is basically equal to the half of the full scale deflection. And it can be written as V battery divided by Rx plus R adjustable. So now full scale deflection, we can compare these two, and we can write it down as V battery divided by R adjustable, and on the other side we have 2 times V battery divided by Rx plus R adjustable. So V battery is cancelled out, and by cross multiplying we get Rx plus R adjustable equal to twice of R adjustable, and therefore we can get to this. So therefore, by applying a small shunt resistance, we can make sure that the Rx is going to be very close to R adjustable, and the battery voltage, if it even it drops, it does not affect the value of full scale deflection current or the value of Rx and R adjustable. So we still can measure the values of unknown resistance. In second scenario, if the value of resistance, unknown resistance, is very small, then we can measure it by using this configuration, by applying or by connecting Rx unknown resistance in parallel with the meter resistance and meter itself. Okay, and then we have R adjustable in series with the equivalent of Rx and Rm. So in the case of Rx mid scale resistance is going to be equal to the parallel combination of R adjustable and Rm, and the proof for this equation is going to be your one of the assignment question. तो आपने इसको प्रूफ करना है how this is possible, and then what we need to do is we are going to find Rx when equal to 0. The meter current is going to be 0 as well, because Rx equal to 0 means we have short circuited the value of the resistance, and therefore all the current would flow through the Rx, and there is very little amount of current that flows in the Rm. But when Rx is equal to infinity or open, then the battery current is equal to meter current, and we have V battery over R adjustable. So in this case, again, we will vary the R adjustable to fix the full scale deflection. And when we include the value of Rx, it would drop to the mid scale value. So as we have seen, the scale is reversed, but in this
सर
case,
प्लीज स्लाइड में तो से रिपीट कर, जब इन्फिनिटी होगा तो क्या हो जाएगा, जब ओपन होगा?
जी please, when we have Rx equal to 0, ठीक है, Rx 0 means we have short circuited this, then I current passing through this shunt resistor or Rx is going to be the battery current, right?
Yes.
Im will be 0. ठीक है? In second
Yes.
scenario, when we have opened this, in that case, I battery is going to be equal to Im. ठीक है, जब हम Rx को ओपन कर देंगे तो फिर R adjustable और Rm, they are going to be in series. ठीक है, and then the battery current is equal to the meter current, which can be find out by V battery over R adjustable plus Rm.
Yes. Yes.
जी, समझ आ गई?
Yes.
So when Rx is open, we will adjust R adjustable to get the full scale deflection in Im. ठीक है? So this is going to be the full scale deflection. ठीक है? And when we put the value of Rx, when it is not equal to 0, then we will have a half scale deflection or mid scale value. ठीक है, Im जो होगा ये एकदम ड्रॉप कर देगा, राइट? क्योंकि उसके पैरेलल में एक रेजिस्टेंस आ गई है जो कि करंट कंज्यूम करेगी, तो जो Im है वो ड्रॉप कर जाएगा। ठीक है, तो वो ड्रॉप इतना करेगा इक्वल टू दी मिड स्केल वैल्यू। ठीक है, और फिर हम इस Rx
Yes.
की वैल्यू को फाइंड करना। ठीक है जी, ओके। So the benefit of or difference in this case is scale is reversed, as was the case in series ohm meter as well. But in this case, the scale is linear. ठीक है, इसमें उस तरह से नॉन लिनियरिटी नहीं होगी जिस तरह से यहाँ पे थी। यहाँ आप देखें, स्केल जो था हमारे पास ये नॉन लीनियर स्केल था, बिकॉज जब हम Rx को इंक्लूड कर रहे थे या इंक्रीज कर रहे थे तो Im जो था वो ड्रॉप करा। ठीक है, लेकिन यहाँ पे चूंकि पैरेलल में लगा हुआ है, तो इफ वी इंक्रीज द वैल्यू ऑफ Rx, व्हाट हैपन टू Im? जी, अगर हम RX की वैल्यू को बढ़ाएंगे तो IM पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा?
सर वो कम होगी।
कैसे?
सर क्योंकि दोनों पैरेलल में लगे ना, तो करंट के पाथ दोनों के लिए डिफरेंट है, तो यहाँ पे ज्यादा करंट कंज्यूम होगा।
जो RX की ब्रांच है, इसकी अगर हम रेजिस्टेंस को बढ़ाएंगे तो यहाँ जो करंट फ्लो कर रहा है वो ज्यादा होगा कम होगा?
ज्यादा होगा सर।
वाकई?
सर RX
होगा
को
सर।
जब बढ़ाएंगे तो कम होगा सर
रेजिस्टेंस,
यहाँ पे।
हाँ, यहाँ पे कम होगा। तो अगर ये वाला फिक्स है आई बैटरी, यहाँ पे कांस्टेंट करंट है, लेकिन यहाँ हम RX को इंक्रीज कर रहे हैं, तो ये करंट अगर ड्रॉप करेगा तो ये वाला जो करंट है ये बढ़ जाएगा। ऐसी है, ठीक है। तो रेजिस्टेंस बढ़ाने से यानी कि RX ज्यादा करने से IM जो है वो भी ज्यादा होगा। Therefore, in this case we have y equal to x. So जो स्केल है हमारे पास, क्योंकि हमने RX के विद रिस्पेक्ट स्केल का जो डिफ्लेक्शन है उसको देखना है, तो दैट इज लीनियर। IM with respect to RX। जी, पॉइंट समझ आए?
यस।
ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाई in this case in shunt ohm meter the scale is linear but it is reversed obviously because linked with the resistance। अगर हम करंट दिखा रहे हैं तो दैट मीन्स कि रेजिस्टेंस कम है, जैसे यहाँ पे था, ठीक है। सो व्हेन करंट इज लार्ज, डिफ्लेक्शन इज लार्ज, रेजिस्टेंस इज स्मॉल। सो व्हेन करंट इज स्मॉल, रेजिस्टेंस इज लार्ज, ठीक है। तो ये स्मॉल साइड है और ये लार्ज रेजिस्टेंस की साइड, ठीक है। सो स्केल दोनों केसेस में रिवर्स है, बट in case of series the scale is non-linear, but in case of shunt it is linear। okay, इसमें आपने ऑब्जर्व किया we have included a switch, ठीक है। and the purpose of this switch is to stop the current when we are uh, doing some change, like we are opening the circuit, क्योंकि जब हमने full scale deflection करना है we have to open the RX, ठीक है। and therefore we have to disconnect the switch ताकि एकदम जो maximum current था which was flowing in RX should not divert to the IM, ठीक है, so that can damage the meter। so therefore पहले हम resistance को रिमूव करने के लिए स्विच को ऑफ करेंगे, फिर रेजिस्टेंस को रिमूव करेंगे और फिर हम आर एडजस्टेबल मैक्सिमम करके स्विच क्लोज करेंगे और फिर हम मीटर को फुल स्केल। सो देयर इज अ प्रिकॉशन इन दिस केस एंड वी हैव टू फॉलो दैट, ठीक है जी। सो दिस इज वोल्ट ओम मीटर, so it can measure the voltage, it can measure the uh, resistance, and we can also include, I think, measurement of the current, ठीक है। So just like a DMM, digital voltmeter, we may have an analog voltmeter of this kind, in which we have obviously a moving coil, permanent magnet based moving coil meter, and we can select different parameters to be measured. We can measure the resistance, we can measure the voltage, we can measure the current, and on the back end side we can use direct coupled DC amplifier. We can measure, we can use the chopper based amplifier. We can use series and shunt ohmmeter, and so on. So next topic we will be discussing is for digital meters or digital voltmeters. So for digital voltmeter, we are going to use different types of components which we need so that we can convert the analog values into the digital values. So for this, we should have a ramp generator. Then we should have a comparator that is going to compare the incoming voltage which we want to measure and the ramp, so that accordingly it can generate pulses. And we use AND gate. We will be generating some clock, and clock generator will basically be generating the ramp, and finally we are going to store the value whatever comes, and that is going to be converted, that is going to be displayed on some screen or some scale. So let's look at the components one by one. So what is basically a ramp generator? A ramp generator needs a current source, constant current source, which is connected in parallel with the capacitor. And this current source charges the capacitor, and we allow this charge for a very brief period of time, and after that we have a short circuit switch or a discharge switch which operates according to the clock cycle. And when the switch is closed, capacitor is short circuited, and whatever is the voltage stored in the capacitor, it goes to zero immediately. So when we charge it, it goes like this, and when we close the switch, the voltage drops to a very small value in very short period of time. Then current source again starts charging the capacitor, and at the same time period the switch is closed again and the capacitor is discharged. So in this way we are generating ramps which are being compared with the measured value.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर. सर ये कैपेसिटर के साथ सर हमने कोई रेजिस्टेंस नहीं लगाया हुआ टाइम कांस्टेंट के लिए, तो हम इसकी ESR के बेसिस के ऊपर हम ये टाइम कांस्टेंट निकाल रहे हैं सर?
बेसिकली बात तो आपकी सही है. यहाँ पे चूंकि रेजिस्टेंस जो है वो निग्लिजिबल रेजिस्टेंस है, और चूंकि जो वोल्टेज और करंट जिनकी हम बात कर रहे हैं दे आर सो स्मॉल, ठीक है, तो इसमें हमें किसी किस्म का कोई डैमेजिंग का कोई खतरा नहीं है.
Right, sir.
Because the voltage and the current which we are dealing, they are so small कि वो किसी चीज को damage नहीं कर सकते. Because the current source which is charging the capacitor, its value is in microamperes. ठीक है?
Right, sir.
So the wire resistance जो आप जैसे आपने कहा ESR, तो वायर रेजिस्टेंस ही इतनी इनफ रेजिस्टेंस जो है वो क्रिएट कर देती है कि यहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली वो एक टाइम कांस्टेंट जो है वो बन जाता है.
Right, sir.
ठीक है, लेकिन वो चूंकि ESR इज सो स्मॉल, इट्स आल्सो इन द ऑर्डर ऑफ सम माइक्रो और मे बी नैनो ओम्स. ठीक है, सो देयरफॉर हम उसको फिर नेग्लेक्ट कर सकते हैं इन दी फाइंडिंग दिस टाइम कांस्टेंट.
Right, sir.
सो देयरफॉर क्योंकि चार्ज भी इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है, सो देयरफॉर जिस वक्त हम उसको डिस्चार्ज करते हैं तो दिस डिस्चार्ज हैज़ नो स्लोप. ठीक है, और इसका जो स्लोप है दैट इज वेरी वेरी शार्प. ठीक है, और जो डिस्चार्ज रेट है दैट इज क्वाइट फास्ट. अदरवाइज तो आपको पता है ना कि जब हम डिस्चार्ज करेंगे और इसके अंदर अगर कोई रेजिस्टेंस होगी तो जैसे कि चार्जिंग स्लोप का एक एक कांस्टेंट स्लोप है, इसी तरह से डिस्चार्जिंग का भी एक स्लोप बनेगा. ठीक है, लेकिन चूंकि यहाँ पे द रेजिस्टेंस इज नेग्लिजिबली स्मॉल, so therefore the discharge slope is very short in time. ठीक है, so slope is discharging slope is very large. ठीक है, तो कैपेसिटर जो है वो मोमेंटरली डिस्चार्ज हो जाता है और फिर जब हम स्विच को ओपन करते हैं तो कांस्टेंट करंट जो है इसको दोबारा से चार्ज करना शुरू कर देता है. Okay, so so you can see when switch is open, the capacitor is getting charged और इसका जो वोल्टेज है ये इंक्रीज करना शुरू कर देता है. And when switch is closed, the voltage instantly drops to the zero. And in this way we get a ramp generator. So now how basically we can design a constant current source so that we can charge the capacitor. And for this we have basically two types of circuits. One is the transistor Zener diode circuit and second one is the op-amp circuit. So let's see how we can do this. So we know that voltage across the Zener, it cannot exceed the Zener voltage. So when we apply VCC across the Zener and the resistance, the voltage across the Zener VZ, that remains constant if obviously this voltage exceeds the Zener voltage. Otherwise, whatever voltage is applied and if the voltage is less than the Zener voltage, then that is appearing across the Zener itself. So Zener voltage is going to be basically the sum of emitter and base as well as emitter and collector. So इन दोनों का जो sum है that is the zener voltage, but the voltage in emitter and base side, that voltage is very, very small, so we can neglect that, and we can say that the zener voltage is basically equal to the emitter and collector terminals. So therefore, we can find out the current which is basically flowing through the resistor RE, and that can be found out by VZ by RE. हम उसमें zener को भी zener voltage को use करेंगे by and divide the zener voltage by RE. We can find the amount of current going into the transistor. As we know, the collector current and emitter current, they are very close to each other, because IC is alpha times IE, right? And we know that alpha is very close, approaches unity, very close to unity, and therefore we can approximately say that the IC is almost equal to IE, emitter current, and which is basically IRE, current flowing through the RE resistor, and therefore we can accurately find that current by subtracting VZ minus 0.7 and divided by RE. So therefore, if we know the current, we know how is the charging time constant. And we know in this case that the constant current source comes out to be as VZ divided by RE, and there is a resistance connected in parallel with the capacitor. So therefore, now we have a real time constant, RC time constant also there. So therefore, the charge that is the voltage across the capacitor is a little bit non-linear behavior, shows non-linear behavior in it. Initially, the slope is constant, and then as it approaches the maximum value, there is some deflection in it, and that is due to the RC time constant. Okay, so this is a drawback in this transistor Zener diode current. So it's not very perfect, giving us not a perfect ramp as we wanted it to be. और जब हम कैपेसिटर की वैल्यू सेलेक्ट करेंगे, we'll keep the maximum voltage of the capacitor a little larger than the output voltage or the ramp we want, so that there is a margin, safety margin for that. Otherwise क्या होगा कि आपने जितना वोल्टेज सेलेक्ट किया है ऑपरेट करने के लिए उतना ही वोल्टेज आउटपुट का है, तो फिर देयर इज अ चांस कि कैपेसिटर जो है वो ओवरचार्ज हो जाए या डैमेज हो जाए। ठीक है, सो टू कीप इट सेफ वी आर गोइंग टू सेलेक्ट द कैपेसिटर वोल्टेज larger than the output voltage or the voltage we are operating this capacitor. So therefore, we are going to use the op-amp circuit to charge the capacitor and get the proper ramp circuit without any, exponential variation or any non-linear variation. So therefore, to understand this op-amp, we have basically 4 resistances connected. On the positive side, on the positive terminal of op-amp, we have resistance R3 and R4, in which the common point we have a capacitor connected between this positive terminal and the ground. So when we apply voltage as the input, then according to that charge is stored in the capacitor, and therefore we have a ramp in the capacitor. So let's look at the working one condition although we have, and that is the ratio of the resistances R1 and R2 ratio should be equal to the R3 and R4, so that we want a constant current source. Op-amp working as a constant current source, इसके लिए हमें सिर्फ इस चीज का ख्याल करना है, the ratio between R1 and R2. So the ratio between R1 and R2 must be equal with the ratio between R3 and R4. So इस चीज का बस हमें ख्याल रखना है. So now the charging current is going to be Vin divided by R3. That is the capacitor current by which it is getting charged. So let's analyze the circuit, and finally we get the charging current. So starting from the negative side. So as we can see, R1 is connected to the ground on one side, and it is connected to the negative terminal of the op-amp, and there is a feedback resistor R2 which is connected to the output and negative input terminal of the op-amp. So therefore we will have voltages as VC, because VC in this case is on the positive terminal, but on the negative terminal the same VC is going to be with a negative sign, so minus VC divided by R1, and that is basically equal to the VC plus V out divided by R, divided by R2. So from here we can find out the relationship between VC and V out. So by manipulating like this, simplifying it, we get VC equal to V out multiplied by R1 divided by sum of R1 plus R2. If we look at on the positive side, positive input of the op-amp, we have basically multiple loads here. So Vn minus Vc, this is the current of which is coming from the input side. So Vn minus Vc divided by R3, and then we have Vc minus V out divided by R4. This is the current between R4, Vc and V out. And then on third side we have current IC as C dV by dt. Okay? So therefore, by after simplifying it, we just need in this case we simplify it in terms of V in, V out, and basically we want to eliminate unknown parameters, which is here the VC and V out. So therefore, after simplifying it, we get the equation like Vn by R3 plus V out by R4, and that is equal to the Vc multiplied by R3 plus R4 divided by R3 R4. Basically, you can see that this is the parallel combination of R3 and R4, just invert of that. And then we have C dV by dt. So previously we get the value of Vc. So we can put the value of Vc, and that is V out multiplied by R1 divided by sum of R1 and R2. So now after getting it further simplified, what we do is we are basically dividing R1 by R2, and similarly on this side we are dividing R1 by R2, and also R1 divided by R2. So therefore we get the ratio R1 divided by R2 plus 1 and R3 ratio by R4 plus 1, and we know that this ratio is equal to R1 plus R2, R1 ratio R2. So therefore their sum is also can be cancelled out. and therefore we have on left side we have V in divided by R3, V out plus V out by R4 equal to V out R1 ratio R2 divided by R3 plus C dV by dt. So as the ratio is again equal to the R3 by R4, therefore we can write down R1 by R2 as R3 by R4. So therefore we can cancel out R3 and ultimately
सर
V
ये
out.
लेफ्ट साइड पे सर
जी जी, कहाँ पे?
ये लेफ्ट साइड जो आखिर में R1 डिवाइड बाय R3 और R3 डिवाइड बाय R4 ये कैंसिल हो जाते हैं।
जी, उसकी वजह यह है कि हमने कहा R1 और R2 का जो रेशो है that is equal to R3 and R4. ठीक है, तो अगर आपको ऐसे समझ नहीं आ रहा तो हम ये कर सकते हैं कि वी कैन रीराइट इट R1 R2 एज R3 by R4. ऐसे ठीक है?
ये सही है।
ठीक है ना? तो R3 by R4 plus 1 or R3 by R4 plus 1. Now these are same, so we can cancel it out. ठीक हो गया?
यस
Okay. So ultimately आप देखें कि जो V out है ये भी V out over R4 and on the other side we have V out over R4. So this is cancelled out. So therefore we get the input current V in by R3 equal to the capacitor current. Okay. So this is basically, it was the proof for that we have charging current IC equal to V in by R3. Okay. So I think ramp is there. Now we have to find out the relationship between input and output. So we find the current IC. So we can integrate that and get the voltage. How much voltage is going to be stored in the capacitor, and that is Vc. So that is going to be V in over R3 and T divided by C. So this much charge is stored in the capacitor. So that is why we have Vc as a capacitor voltage. So now we can use all these relationships. So we know that Vc is V out multiplied by R1 divided by R1 plus R2, and therefore we can write it down as V out is equal to the input voltage multiplied by R1 plus R2 divided by R1 R3 and T by C. So this is the voltage gain between the input and output voltage. Okay. So third component after the RAM generator and the constant current source, we have now comparator. So basically comparator, what it does, we have two voltages or two parameters, V1 and V2. V1 is connected to the positive side and positive terminal of the op-amp, and V2 is connected to the negative terminal of the op-amp. So in this case, we are going to have output like this. So if V1 is higher than V2, then the output goes high, and in case of opposite, V1 is less than V2, output is going to be low. So इसके बारे में कुछ बताएंगे? So how we can use op-amp as a comparator? इसके अंदर हम कोई फीडबैक वगैरह यूज करेंगे? जी स्टूडेंट्स, how we are using op-amp in this case so that it has a voltage comparator. चलो इस तरह से बताएं कि is there any feedback involved in this voltage comparator?
यस सर, फीडबैक होती है सर कंपैरेटर वाली सर्किट में।
तो फिर ये सैचुरेशन मोड में कैसे ऑपरेट करें? यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं ना, नीचे जो बना हुआ है, that is indicating saturation Vsat and minus Vsat.
ये सर फिर नहीं लगेगा इसके अंदर, क्योंकि डायरेक्टली ये फिर जंप कर जाएगा अपनी वैल्यू के ऊपर।
तो जब हम उसको बेसिकली आपको याद होगा डिफरेंस एम्पलीफायर,
यस सर,
तो वो बेसिकली क्या करता है, V1 माइनस V2 सिर्फ जो है वो डिफरेंस देखता है, लेकिन जो कंपैरेटर है जब ये सैचुरेशन मोड में ऑपरेट करता है तो यहाँ पे हम इसको सैचुरेशन मोड में ऑपरेट करते हैं, ऑप-एम्प को, देयर इज नो फीडबैक इन्वॉल्व्ड, और फिर ये सैचुरेशन वोल्टेजेस के ऊपर ऑपरेट करता है। अब ये सैचुरेशन वोल्टेजेस किधर लगे होते हैं? यानी कि लेट से मैं कहता हूँ कि मेरे पास जो हाई है दैट इज 5 वोल्ट्स and when it is low it should be 0. ठीक है, तो is it meaning that V1 is equal to 5 volt?
सर वो तो सप्लाई से कंट्रोल होगा ना सर, जो हम इसको दे रहे होंगे।
So basically जो इसकी सप्लाई होगी VCC, वहाँ पे हम जो भी सैचुरेशन हमें हाई साइड और लो साइड चाहिए वो हम यहाँ पे रखेंगे। So if this is 0 volts, then we get high as 5 volt and low as 0 volt. और सिमिलरली अगर मुझे लो साइड जो है वो माइनस 5 वोल्ट चाहिए, तो फिर क्या करेंगे? हाँ जी, अगर मुझे लो जो है वो -5 वोल्ट चाहिए तो फिर हम क्या करेंगे?
सर 0 को -5 से रिप्लेस कर देंगे।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. So we will just replace 0 with -5. So by saturation mode, जो op amp है, जब हम इसको saturation mode में ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, irrespective of the values of V1 and V2, the op amp only sees the value whether they are high or low. ठीक है, और अकॉर्डिंगली सैचुरेट कर जाएगा या पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल वोल्टेज पे या नेगेटिव टर्मिनल वोल्टेज. ठीक है, सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन इफ V1, लेट्स से V1 इज 1.1 वोल्ट and V2 is 0.7 volt, so high side would be 5 volt. ठीक है, so irrespective of the values coming from the input side, by saturation mode we mean that ये जो op amp की output है that is going to be either high side positive voltage, either low side negative terminal voltage, supply voltage जो भी हम उस पे लगाएं. ठीक है जी. So this is basically how we are going to use a voltage comparator, irrespective of the values coming on the input side. आउटपुट साइड ने सिर्फ अपने दो साइड्स को देखना है, हायर और लोअर. देन वी हैव, अब हमारे पास जब भी ये इस तरह की सिचुएशन आ गई, कंपैरेटर इस तरह से आ गया, सो नाउ इधर इट इज गोइंग टू हाई, और अगर सिचुएशन कुछ उल्टी होगी लाइक कि क्लॉक साइकिल आ गया, तो क्लॉक साइकिल में व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज we will be shifting the ramp circuit to 0, so therefore the output of comparator will again go to 0 because either V1 is 0 or ultimately V1 is less than V2.
सर ये आखिर पॉइंट दोबारा एक्सप्लेन करें आपने जो आखिर के हाई लो किस तरह पता चलेगा?
जी, अब बेसिकली होगा क्या कि हमारे पास जो मेजरमेंट हम ले रहे होंगे Vn, that is going to be compared with the ramp signal. ठीक है, और इसके अंदर जो मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज है V max, ये हमारे रेंज के अकॉर्डिंगली होगा. ठीक है, तो अगर V max हमारा फिक्स है तो फिर ओबियसली जो Vin होगा वो मल्टीपल रेंजेस के लिए वो जो है थ्रू सिलेक्टर हम वोल्टेज डिवाइडर सर्किट यूज करेंगे. रिमेंबर जो हमने डीसी डायरेक्ट डीसी एम्पलीफायर में भी डिस्कस किया था. ठीक है, तो उस तरह से हम फिर जो Vin है उसको स्केल डाउन करेंगे so that we can measure it accordingly. ठीक है जी. So now whatever is the input value of the input voltage, it is going to be compared with a ramp circuit. ठीक है, तो अब क्या होगा कि for the time being when we have input voltage larger than the ramp signal, we will have a PWM or a pulse output high on the comparator's output side, and as that is going to be after this point, Vin is going to be less than V2. ठीक है, so ये जो Vin है हमारे पास, that is V1, and the ramp signal, this is going to be V2. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास अब आउटपुट हाई कब होगी, जब Vin जो है वो इस रेंज के अंदर होगा, यानी कि V2 से बड़ा होगा V1, तो फिर ये पल्स हाई होगी, और जैसे ही V1 V2 से छोटा हो जाएगा, यहाँ पे ये लो पल्स आ जाएगी, एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 1 क्लॉक साइकिल. ठीक है, बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस इज, इस पॉइंट के ऊपर आपने जो रैंप के आगे स्विच लगा हुआ है, कैपेसिटर के आगे जो स्विच लगा हुआ है जो कि उसको शॉर्ट कर रहा है, ये कैपेसिटर को एकदम से डिस्चार्ज कर देगा और फिर नेक्स्ट साइकिल से दोबारा चार्ज करना शुरू कर देगा. और नेक्स्ट साइकिल में चूंकि इनपुट वोल्टेज विल बी लार्जर देन द रैम्प, देयरफॉर PWM इज गोइंग टू बी अपीयर. और फिर जैसे ही यहाँ पे वोल्टेज रैम्प वोल्टेज हाई होगी इनपुट वोल्टेज से, so Vn is going to be low and therefore output is going to be low as well. ठीक है, so this is how we are going to convert the analog value into this pulsated high-low value, which is going to be read by the digital circuit.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर.
जी प्लीज.
सर इसके अंदर सर अगर हमने फॉर एग्जांपल ये जो हमारे पास जो आ रहा है सर, जो डिजिटल डाटा आउटपुट आ रही है सर, इसके अगर हमने फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हमने इसका वो चेंज करना हो ड्यूटी साइकिल, तो सर ड्यूटी साइकिल चेंज करने के लिए सर हम इनको हम ऊपर की तरफ अगर हम शिफ्ट कर देते तो फिर इससे ड्यूटी साइकिल चेंज हो जाएगा ना सर?
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
सर, लेकिन इसके साथ तो सर वोल्टेज भी चेंज हो जाएगी, तो अगर हमने सिर्फ ड्यूटी साइकिल को चेंज करना तो फिर हम क्या करेंगे?
देखिए, इसकी कंपैरेटर को जैसे हमने कहा कि इसका जो आउटपुट है वो फिक्स रहेगी, यानी कि इनपुट पे मैं जो मर्जी दूं यहाँ पे, लाइक के इनपुट जो वोल्टेज है वो फॉर एग्जांपल 8 वोल्ट हो, ठीक है, और मैक्सिमम रैम्प का जो वोल्टेज है वो हमने 10 वोल्ट सेट किया फॉर एग्जांपल. ठीक है, जो आउटपुट है कंपैरेटर की वो तो हमेशा 5 और 0 पे स्विच कर दी.
अच्छा राइट सर, वो सैचुरेट होगी. ठीक है, राइट सर.
ठीक है, अब बेसिकली जो आपका पॉइंट है वो ये कि इनपुट के वेरी होने से जो इनपुट है वो अगर लो होगी तो वो यहाँ चली जाएगी, अगर हाई होगी तो यहाँ चली जाएगी. ठीक है, तो ऑब्वियसली इसका ड्यूटी साइकिल जो है वो वेरी करेगा विद द वेरिंग वोल्टेज ऑफ द इनपुट साइड.
राइट सर.
ठीक है, तो यस, इसका जो ड्यूटी साइकिल है इस रेशो को फिर हम रीड करेंगे, जो हमारा A2D होगा वो इस ड्यूटी साइकिल को रीड करेगा और उसके अकॉर्डिंगली आपको एक डिजिटल वैल्यू देगा. ठीक है, सुनाओ
सर. ये दोबारा बताएं सर, ड्यूटी साइकिल किस चीज की वजह से चेंज होगा सर?
बिल्कुल. अगर मैं कहूँ कि मेरे पास जो इनपुट वोल्टेज है वो है 8 वोल्ट और जो मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज है 10 वोल्ट, ठीक है, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली ये एक ड्यूटी साइकिल और PWM जनरेट होगी. ठीक है, सो लेट्स से नाउ Vn इज चेंज. अगर Vn जो है वो लेट्स से 5 वोल्ट पे आ गया तो फिर क्या होगा, फिर ड्यूटी साइकिल जो है वो यहाँ पे रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. सो द सेकंड PWM वुड बी little less on time and larger off time. ठीक है, similarly third scenario में we have Vn little higher, 9 volts आ गए, तो 9 volts आएंगे तो duty cycle is going to be larger in this case और off time कम हो जाएगी. ठीक है, लेकिन जो कंपैरेटर की जो आउटपुट है वो इसी तरह 5 और 0 के दरमियान फ्लक्चुएट होती रहेगी. जस्ट ये होगा कि दिस लाइन इज गोइंग टू चेंज either this side, either दिस साइड, ठीक है। और अकॉर्डिंगली आपका जो ड्यूटी साइकिल होगा दैट इज गोइंग टू वेरी। जी क्लियर हो गया?
यस।
चलो, साथ ही हमारा टाइम जो है दैट इज ऑल्सो फिनिश्ड। सो उसके बाद फिर हम आगे ए टू डी कन्वर्टर्स जो हैं वो इनको डिस्कस करेंगे, किस तरह के हमारे पास जो हैं वो ए टू डी अवेलेबल हैं, जो कि हमारी जो कंपैरेटर की जो आउटपुट है उसको रीड करेंगे और उसको कन्वर्ट करेंगे इनटू डिजिटल बिट वैल्यूज, ठीक है। तो ये फिर हम आगे नेक्स्ट क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे, ठीक हो गया? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
नो सर।
फिर हम यहाँ पे स्टॉप करते हैं। मैं अटेंडेंस डाउनलोड कर लूँ।